He's going to come with a beer.
But you're wrong. Not a beer. It's a seltzer. You got a boozy. Man, we almost had a Monday. I didn't even realize. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. Oh, Nuggets, man.
Feels so good.
I don't even know where I am. I don't remember this place.
I know. I feel like we left the stove on.
Yeah.
Burned the whole house down, or almost did at least. Presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. I've been taking a bath on there today, man.
You should take a bath in a bathtub later. Also,
you think I fit my big ass in a bathtub? There's like 3 bathtubs in the world I could
take
get
a shower in it,
into.
would you please?
A bathtub? Like, what am I doing in a bath? When was the last time you took a bath?
I think I might treat myself tonight luxuriant.
Is that right? A little bubble bath.
Yeah, dude, I'm a bath bomb guy.
But you know what I had fun doing today? Losing money.
Oh, the best.
Man, March Madness, I'm telling you, you always fill out the pool, and then it's always weirder than you think. I wasn't bold enough. I should have been more bold. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Denver Nuggets, who got out of their funk. Maybe. We'll talk about that and get a win over the Pistons. To help me do that, the man with the boozy himself, Mr. Punctuality, Brendan Vogt.
You're right on time, fellas. Right on time for a winner's lounge. And I'd like to say I felt it coming all night, but I didn't. There was a brief moment there where I felt fear washing over me. But it's good to be back.
Like
another win with the fellas.
What a treat.
What a treat.
Over here, I got D-Line.
That's right, guys. I almost quit the show again.
Man, one of these days.
Yeah. Probably tomorrow.
Probably tomorrow. We're just going to... He's going to go out for cigarettes and milk?
Like midway through, I'll be like, hey, I think we have... You know what? And just go.
Damn it. And then over there, the man who sneaks out early all the time, Superstar Dev.
Not anymore. That's the thing of the past.
That's the old Dev?
That is the old Dev.
That's what we used to stagger, dude. We used to stagger back then.
Now I'm here for the long run. Also, at no point did I think that Denver was going to lose that one. They covered.
No
My
point.
favorite cover of all, the weakest minus 15 cover of all time.
You know how you say Jokic's like happiness level coincides perfectly 1-to-1 to his beard and hair? My happiness level coincides perfectly with the fast breakdown. This one's like 4 lines.
Oh, yeah.
The fast breakdown is a window into his soul.
It's like when I stop, like when I'm so beaten down that I stop taking notes.
Wait, first note here, Nuggets, sad face.
Yeah, just a bunch of poop emojis. Nuggets had great energy to start, guys. I honestly thought it was almost more discouraging to me that the Nuggets collectively had pep in their step and couldn't get any separation. That's my note, so I stopped taking notes.
Good stuff.
Murray had 11 points in the first quarter. That's it. No Murray stagger, KCP instead. And guess what? KCP had his own 8-0 run. Well, I don't know if it was or wasn't.
At times it was.
It was right out the package. It was 8-0 run, all KCP. He was on fire. He had it going tonight. But the Pistons clawed back, and I think that ended up being like a net neutral bench unit. What can you do? Nuggets starters back in, no rhythm. Third quarter, Nuggets can't get a stop. On to the fourth quarter already, Eric. We're already there. Fourth quarter.
God.
Fourth quarter, Jamal Murray running the bench. And then this is the only note you really need. Christian Braun checks in, hit a big-time floater, a 3, and made lots of plays. Other stuff happened.
Wow. I feel like I was back in the game.
Doesn't that take you back to every little check along the way?
One of your better ones.
I'm going to start giving this assignment to somebody. Who would be the funniest person to do the fast breakdown?
Eric.
Kale?
All
right, start us up. Dev, what's your big takeaway?
Like a famous philosopher Mace said, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Which century?
He didn't even say that. That was sampled from Welcome Back, Cotter.
I love that.
I just told you who said it.
Yeah.
Also, this is my breakdown. Let me keep talking. Damn it.
The Nuggets have broken us as a show.
Welcome back in the wins column. Welcome back to the Winners Lounge. Welcome back to every Nugget having a positive plus minus. All it took was the Detroit Pistons, and Denver looked close to who they used to be, at least walking in the right direction. So Mace said it best. Welcome back.
He did say it best. That famous line of Mace's. All right, D-Line.
Oh, what is my big takeaway from this game? The Denver Nuggets won.
Yeah,
that was
right.
good. That was
That's
impressive.
right, Eric.
That's a pretty good takeaway.
I remember that.
It didn't feel like they were going to win. It was pretty sloppy for a long time. But at a certain point, the Detroit Pistons did not want to win this game. The Nuggets capitalized on that fact. They got us back in the winner's lounge. I don't know how many things I feel that great about, except for that dub. You know what I mean?
Our big takeaways are just like they won.
Yeah,
so
that's
far
kinda,
we're 2 takeaways. And
that's
it's just
kind of
that
like
the
what
Nuggets won.
that kind of is. I mean,
We watched the same game.
yeah, man. Like they won by a healthy margin. They won.
They beat the spread.
A lot of the stats look pretty good. If they were playing against a team that had any interest in winning that game, I think it would have been a lot more hard fought down the stretch. It was not. We succeed. They fail. We're in the playoffs. Let's go.
All right, well, way to really stick it to the Detroit Pistons fans there. Wow.
I know they're
in shambles right now.
I know they're all watching this. I know they're all watching this.
Do you have a big takeaway?
Yeah.
So far, we're 0 for 2.
Is it
I
that
have
we
2.
won?
My first big takeaway is that it's hilarious that Harrison Wind isn't here.
It is
at the
hilarious,
show.
yeah.
That is easily my biggest takeaway. The second, and it's Detroit, so it's hard to say, but I've got a theory that one barometer, fellas, for the health of the half-court offense
I love this.
and
This
the
is a good one.
approach of the Denver Nuggets is Kentavious Caldwell-Pope's touches and production. And I think, guys, they got that tonight, and it's been something that's been low-key missing during this stretch. We've talked about all these factors. And when I say missing, not even criticizing him, maybe he's missing the shots, but also just, man, the other night he only took 2 shots, right? And when KCP's in a Nuggets uniform, for the most part, with some exceptions tonight, it's not like he's putting the ball on the floor and finding it himself. When you say we got to get KCP more touches, you mean open threes in the corner, right? Which is the end result of some great ball movement, of a great approach. And by the end of this game, yes, he was just knocking everything down, but I also thought, man, the ball is moving and it's finding an open KCP. And to me, that is the first sign of a healthier things to come from the half-court offense.
It is an interesting barometer for sure because guys like KCP and I think to a lesser extent Aaron Gordon, but even Michael Porter to a certain extent, those guys are recipients of good process. They're not creators of it. They're recipients
they're wide
of it.
receivers.
Exactly.
They're wide receivers, yes. And so maybe when the ball's following them, I mean, another indicator that kind of fits along with what you're saying tonight is that Jamal Murray had 10 assists.
Right.
You know, he was dishing the ball a little bit more than he was attempting, although he still took 15 shots. If you look, though, Dev, if you look at the shot distribution, KCP 15 shots, Jamal Murray 15 shots, Michael Porter 14 shots, Aaron Gordon 9, Jokic 18. That's pretty even, right? Aaron Gordon a little bit less than everyone else, Jokic a little bit more, but everybody right there in that same.
Yeah, we talked about how bad Jamal Murray has looked. From an efficiency standpoint, he's taken the most shots. This was a balanced attack where he has the assist going, getting the other people involved, and also we got to see like Michael Porter Jr. Get more looks. Jokic leads the team in points and field goal attempts in a game. So it is great to see him just calm himself down and get back into being aggressive where they still have to guard you, but also making sure that you're the point guard that gets everyone else involved. So at least the process was there.
Oh, yeah. Was this good process?
In the last half of the last quarter.
Here's what sucks, though, man. I don't know the Pistons well enough to know, but like, part of me wants to be like, yes, there's some good things here. They lost the first quarter. They lost the second quarter. Third quarter, they won by a little bit. Fourth quarter, they won by 22 points.
This is what I mean. Like, this is where my very astute big takeaway comes in. Like, we did win. We did win.
That's right, Eric.
That is true. We did win this game.
We won it.
But that team did not want to win this game. The other team that we were playing against, there was a lot of like really discouraging things that felt like we were just going to be trapped in the same broken record forever. Just the Denver Nuggets not being able to defend anybody, Jamal Murray getting really mucked up and dribbling too long and then making bad passes, not hitting his shots, like just all of the things we've been seeing over and over and over. And you're like, oh, like what happened? Like what happened? And then, in the fourth quarter, they started to turn on a little bit. Like some shots got hit, some passes got made, some other teams didn't really feel like they wanted to win the game. But, F it. Like, F it, we ball, man. Like, we get the win. It actually means something. This would be the darkest moment in Denver Nuggets history had they dropped this game. This would be a bad.
In Denver Nuggets history?
Well, only because the expectation, like to be the number one seed, to have the opportunity to clinch for the playoffs and to drop the ball against the worst team in the NBA would feel exquisitely dark. But so, to me, it's like, all right, cool. Like we won, go home, go to the whatever, the Detroit hotel you're staying in, and just like sit in a win, just like sit in it a little bit, like feel good about this win. Like I don't have, outside of Christian Braun looking good and being energized.
Yeah.
Like I don't have a lot of like really positive, and Jokic just being Jokic, just doing what it is he wants to do whenever he wants to do it. Like I don't have a lot of like really great feelings, but I just think it's good to just get a win. To me, it's that alone is positive.
So you hinted at my big takeaway, but it's hard to have big takeaways here. We're going to talk about, does this game mean a whole lot? Are they back? Well, we're going to talk about that here later on. But my big takeaway is that Christian Braun comes in tonight, gets 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block. Doesn't sound like that impressive of a line. He was a +9, which again doesn't feel that big, but it was big. He had big plays. He just fits. Again, we've talked about how he fits a position they need, just a lengthy perimeter defender. He fits that. But I think just even offensively, there's guys like Bruce, Vlatko, guys we really like, that I don't feel any less confident in Christian Braun doing things than I do those guys.
Yeah, exactly.
And defensively, I feel very confident in him doing it. So I'm not sure he's a liability. And I got to say, Michael Malone has had the weirdest coaching year that he's had.
Yep.
2 games in a row now, he's gone to Christian Braun in the clutch and stuck with him.
Right. When before he was like wouldn't go with him 2-1 at all.
I can't make sense of it, but I will say this: I don't want to make any declarations from tonight's game. The closest I will get, I kind of think we're over the hump with Christian Braun. I think.
Bookmark that.
We
We've
were
been here
until
before.
you said it out.
Bookmark that.
Yeah.
Malone's watching this and he's like, "Watch this
Bet.
next game."
He's like,
I mean, Dev, in all sincerity, like the team so obviously needs him. They so obviously need what he does. They've gone to him a few times in key moments and he's delivered. Like, what are we doing?
Well, it's sad to say that they desperately needed him in this game. Like he can't. He spoke about having to come into the game and impact it with energy, impact it with just being a guy that's going to do all of the little things, and we got to see that in this game. We got to see 2 steals. He got to play with the starting unit and the backup unit, create for himself. He had a very big and one finish that kept Denver in the game and got them that energy back. So the fact that he's not in the rotation every single night, hopefully that is a thing of the past, because he has shown himself to be a player that's going to impact winning. He's going to make winning plays. He's not going to do too much or make the wrong plays, and we're seeing that as a rookie, so we need to see more of it.
yeah, he just has energy. Like he's like unaffected by this, and the way that the other players seem to be. Like he doesn't come in with like a heavy legs or attitude or whatever. He just comes in, he plays hard. It's not, and it's refreshing, and it's something that this team specifically, who's been reeling because of effort, because of lack of focus, because of all of these things that just like you need somebody to come in and just like give a shit. Christian Braun does, and he comes in and he fights for rebounds and does all of these things that are just show up on the stat sheet, but they don't like really, the impact doesn't truly show up on the stat sheet. But he really did like give the Nuggets the energy that they absolutely needed to then remind the Pistons that they don't want to win this game, and then they reminded and they agreed, and so thankfully we got this dub.
Do you have any thoughts on Christian Braun tonight? I thought he was my vote for king of the game. I don't think he's going to end up winning.
There's
it.
something.
There's a poll there you can vote for. Oh, it's getting close. Are you guys just a couple more minutes to vote here?
Well, there have been little check marks for him in terms of confidence and offense. And going all the way back to Summer League, it was, can the jump shot look better? Looks a lot better. You're not going to ever say that's money when it's out of his hands, but it might go in if he's open. That's a shot you'll live with for that bench. Putting the ball on the floor a little bit, not too much, but a little bit. The little
he had one
that
today.
little Euro step he had.
It was good.
He's looking more confident, and I think those are the things that get him on the floor in circle of trust moments, right? Like, is he not going to blow being wide open with the offense? And I think we've seen him grow. The other thing is there have just been too many very bad players on the bench this season for him to not get in there. It's not like we're talking about a rookie cracking the best bench in the NBA. These guys have been really bad, and he's been consistently at least a positive, even in the losses. There's no reason to go away from this.
Especially when you're talking about he's replacing basically Reggie Jackson, who has been an abomination.
The season has, you know what? Let's take our first break because I want to talk about the bench. We're going to get to the starters in like segment 3 today. Unfortunately, even though there was some big stuff that happened with them, the second unit to me is just so interesting. So let's take a break. But on the other side, I want to talk about Christian Braun and where the bench seems to be headed.
I'm supposed to talk to you guys about Run Your Pool, but the deadline passed to enter the picks.
Let's talk about our run. How's your pool going?
Not great. Yeah, so thanks to Run Your Pool DNVR, you can compete with us and a lot of members right now with our brackets. Anyone still perfect out there? Any brackets busted? No? You can go to play.runyourpool.com/DNVR, and if you haven't checked it out yet, or if you haven't submitted your own bracket, you can at least just see how we're doing, follow along, laugh at us. Wendy and I got the first pick of the tournament wrong, so there's that. So yeah, you're going to love it. You're going to love laughing at us. Run Your Pool is the home of competition, bringing sports fans and their friends together to connect and compete. They've got over 50 game types for every sport you can think of. One-stop shop for sports gaming with over 2 million players. There's no better place to run your bracket for your friends, family, or office. Check out Run Your Pool. Jive Hive is Colorado's premier virtual dispensary on wheels, which is really cool because sometimes you want more weed, but you don't want to go to the dispensary. That happens to me a lot. There's a long list of reasons why that might be the case. Maybe you already tried your marijuana. You should not drive. Maybe you're just the most famous person that you know, and if you go to the dispensary, people are going to recognize you.
Is this you?
No, that's D-Line. So
that's me? Yeah.
Yeah, he hates that. So
Yeah, I get mobbed every time I walk into a
all
dispensary.
jokes aside, if for any reason anonymity is important to you, or more importantly, convenience is important to you, then Jive Hive is the dispensary for you. Just visit JIVEHYVE.com and get your order delivered the same day or schedule a delivery window. Jive Hive, don't drive. They'll be there to say hi.
I have some good news, some breaking news. Actually, it broke the moment the buzzer sounded, but I didn't realize it.
Let's hear it.
Nuggets have clinched a playoff spot.
Oh, I mentioned that already. Let's go. Anything is possible in my breakdown.
Your breakdown sounded like it was just the Nuggets won. I lost focus after that.
They also won the division, right?
Is that why they clinched? It might be why, because the next closest team is the Timberwolves. Man, what a crap year for the division. My God.
It was a down year.
Ooh,
Not that long ago, this was one of the more competitive.
Portland, the worst team in the division.
Hold on.
It's
I
so
bet them to
bizarre.
win the division. I think I won $8.
Unbelievable. So the bench remains a story. I have to give Michael Malone this. After sticking with the same bench for a long time, he started to experiment with different combinations, and we got another experimentation tonight. I do think that Christian Braun is just in the rotation now. I think that whatever funniness his business has been going on, he's back in it, and I would suspect he plays in every single game. Bruce Brown appears to be obviously firmly in that. We all expect that. He's been there all year. Past that, they really are still trying out different things. Vlatko Cancar did not play tonight. He actually played 1 minute at the very end. Jeff Green may have leapfrogged Vlatko Cancar there. And then Thomas Bryant got another go tonight. He gets 3 points, 4 rebounds, +3. I think Thomas Bryant, Reggie Jackson, Vlatko Cancar, those guys are all up in the air whether or not they're going to play. That's what it seems like to me. Do you feel like we're just reading too much into these last 2 games?
No, I mean, I don't think anything's been decided with Vlatko Jeff. It sure seemed like it was, and then Vlatko gets hurt. And that's kind of been the story for him and Zeke, right?
Yeah.
2 steps forward, 1 step back. So I don't think anything's decided there. I don't think Malone knows what his preference is for backup 5. I do think that they have settled. I do think there's one thing they might have settled on, and it's no Reggie. And I think that's the right call. Because, again, we talked about both looks in the pregame show. Even when KCP staggered and it wasn't Jamal with the bench, you can still go Bruce, KCP, Christian Braun, which makes a lot more sense than any sort of 3-guard monstrosity with Reggie. And at least that group can maybe get stops, too. Or you go Jamal, Bruce, and Christian, and that works better. So, to me, I think the one thing we've learned is that the rotation one way or another just makes more sense without Reggie Jackson in it.
Oh, man. It was such a bummer. I was so excited to get Reggie Jackson and Thomas Bryant. My God.
But that's the thing about buyouts, man. Like, we forgot that because everything felt like it mattered so much. But
We
these
forgot
guys,
it 'cause we've
these
never
guys
known.
don't need to play, though.
Well, first of all, you also, part of this is that the bench has been bad all year.
Yeah,
We've
they
had
have.
like 10 different benches this year.
Yeah.
Remember the DeAndre Jordan bench that was there for a while?
Yeah,
Remember
I
how
do.
bad that was?
It sucked.
Yeah, like the Bones there for a while. Like,
Bones had a decent bench. Listen.
No, but Bones had the worst plus. Remember, he was like the 5th worst plus minus player in the NBA.
Not great. Everyone's. I was giggling so hard because I did find my bet. I bet $5 for the Nuggets to win the Northwest Division. $8.22 back
Let's
to me.
go.
So I think that actually means I won $3.22.
That's right.
Rakia on D
You
line.
made that bet.
Listen, man. Some people live their life a little bolder than others. I'd
Man,
love to
that
see your
was
bet.
so bold. I might have done that too. I've forgotten. Dev, though, with this bench, I mean, Malone's clearly experimenting. Where do you think this? Let's predict the next game. What's the bench look like?
I think it's going to look a little bit like this one. They went to a different type of stagger in this one, and they found some success. So you got to see if it's against a real team, like if it will hold up. So I expect to see the exact same thing. No Reggie, giving Thomas Bryant his minutes to see if he matches up well with them, and also the same type of stagger where they're keeping 2 guys out there. They've switched up things where they're playing Yoke for the entire quarter. So I think that there's just different ways that they're trying to go about it just to see if it sticks.
Yeah. To me, Christian, I think, is in. Bruce is in. And outside of that, I would not be surprised if we see a couple different looks. I mean, look, Vlatko's good. He's been on the shelf for a while. I do think it would be interesting to give him another look. The stagger, I just still think you can mix up who you stagger and who you try out there.
Yeah.
But I do think that Michael Malone is he's very elastic right now.
Yeah.
He's very elastic. He's not stuck on the one roster. He's trying some things out, and hopefully he's seeing the very loud signal that says Christian Braun is that dude. Let's play him a lot more minutes. Who won King of the Game, Kel?
Oh,
All right,
you'll
we'll come
have to
back.
wait to find out.
We'll come back to it then here in a little bit. I want to talk about Jamal next because I think he was the next most interesting player. 19 points, 6 rebounds, 10 assists. He goes 7 of 15, 2 of 5 from the three-point line. I thought Jamal had some things about his game tonight that I absolutely hated. There were some possessions where the ball really stuck with him, and that's been my biggest complaint. And there's been moments of defense from him, including tonight, where I thought he was absolutely atrocious. But I do think he rebounded really well in the second half, and I think he did a lot of really good things that were really important to the success of the team down the stretch. So I kind of give this an up and down performance, but that's on the right track. I mean, moving in the right direction from where he was.
Yeah, he started out the game in the same ways that he's been playing as of late. Terrible shots, allowing guys to just run by him. No wiggle at all where, guys are just sticking with them, and you got to see that they were down. They were not winning the game, and things looked bad. Then I felt like throughout the game, he started to find other guys. He started to get everyone else involved. He started to see it does not have to be with me. We even seen a breakdown where Bruce Brown had to play making, and he found Jamal. He got to see those type of moments where he didn't have to have the ball in his hands for him to contribute. And that's when Jamal is very dangerous, when he can just go for 20 out of nowhere, where he doesn't have to have the ball all the time. And we're not seeing that. So it was a down game, but then it did turn around, and you just want him to just start going in the right direction.
Right.
Yeah. We're talking about Jamal, right?
What do we think?
I thought there was improvement tonight. I thought there was improvement. I like seeing 10 assists, although I have to rewatch them. Not every assist is created equally. I thought there was improvement in I just thought the decision-making was a little quicker and more decisive. Looked a little better, I thought, going to the rim at times. I think defensively, it wasn't awesome. Still a ways to go there. But this was improvement in that in whatever ways he was struggling, he didn't just press the same button over and over again. And I think the fourth quarter really reflects this, where he took the shots when they were open, but he was getting off ball when he wasn't, and everyone was eating a bit. And so I thought it was improvement for him.
Yeah, it was an improvement for Jamal in that, the last game from Jamal was about as bad as you can imagine Jamal playing. He just still, I just want to see him have that. There's a swagger that Jamal plays with, a quickness. There is a confidence that Jamal plays with when he's at his best that is just sorely lacking. It's just missing right now. It doesn't look like what you want to see out of Jamal. He is just trying his hardest all the time. and it's just, at certain points, like, it looks effortless for him, and like now is not one of those times. It's just like everything he's doing is like the most difficult thing that he, just you feel the difficulty. If I seem distracted, there's a lot going on. People are trying to take cameras. It's a lot, but Jamal, like, I just want to see him come back, man. This was a good step in the right direction, though.
That's
like,
right. Yeah.
I feel like it's for the sort of the Nuggets in general. It's like this is like
Sometimes you just have to get
just
one.
take your breath. Yeah, take a breath, man. Like, shooters, you just got to see the ball go in the net.
Yeah. And he hit his shots. Like, in the pregame, I thought we had an interesting discussion, which was, does Jamal Murray need to scale his game down, or does he just need to make his shots? Like,
right.
And I think that tonight was a very interesting split the difference game, in that I don't think he scaled his game down to where there were no bad shots or bad possessions.
Definitely
But
not.
at the same time, he also made more, so it balances out a little bit in the end. And the Nuggets really do need Jamal Murray to be a superstar. Honestly, the Nuggets are not winning the title this year with Jokic and four role players.
Giannis needed Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Jokic needs Jamal Murray, needs him, and he needs Michael Porter Jr. It's not like those guys can be like pretty good. Like, they have to be on their game if we're gonna make any noise in this playoff run. And more than anything, even if they're not spectacular, they need to be reliable.
Yeah.
And they're not. They've not been reliable at, like, MPJ. We were banging the table for over the last couple of games. He was okay tonight, but he wasn't like.
He missed his shots.
He missed his shots, man, and it wasn't. There was just a lot of like, guys, like, this got it. We know that Jokic is going to come and bring it every night, and we don't know who's coming with him. Like, we just don't.
Yeah, I know that we speak about Reggie Jackson just because he is the backup point guard, and not wanting to see him play, but. Do you think that he should be playing more, at least a backup point guard? Because we're still playing Jamal Murray 40 minutes in a game because they don't have that second option.
That's why I like the
39 minutes. I didn't see that. You're right.
It's just him
That's
staggering.
scary.
Just play Ish Smith.
Well, or just they went away from that. It was KCP in the first half, and then in the second half they switched things up, and it was Jamal with the bench. And there was actually that one nice possession where Jamal was off ball. They ran a little pick and roll. They found him open in the corner. That was awesome. But I think that what we're looking at is the stagger minutes, and one of the ways to cut them down would be to stagger KCP.
Yeah, but 30 to Dev's point, he still gets 39 because in that second half, this is a problem. Bruce Brown is not a point guard. He had a horrible failed post entry to Thomas Bryant in that second unit. That was one of those ones where you're like, that was the worst attempt at an entry I've seen in a long time. The Nuggets don't have a secondary ball handler. Their ball handlers are Jokic and Murray. And then once you get after that, Bruce is not really meaningfully better than Christian, Aaron Gordon, or KCP. Like, he doesn't really have that. They're just positionally, they're asking him to be that. The Nuggets are between a rock and a hard place on that one specific thing.
Which is a big one. It's not it's not a small answer because
backup one.
39 minutes, 38 minutes from Jamal Murray, who we're talking about banged up, who we said he should not be playing in this game. What is the other option? And also, in a playoff series, are you going to continue to play him 40 minutes every night out?
Yeah.
In a playoff, that's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. I think in a playoff, it's actually fine. He should play 39 minutes.
Yeah,
but you
like,
can't do that every
leading up to
night.
it, like,
you can't do that at Detroit.
Yeah, you can't have him, like, be gassed at playoff time.
Playoffs, you have a day off every time. Like, he's young enough that one full day off in between games, he's going to be fine doing that. And then he'll have 2 days off once or twice per series, so I think it's fine. Let's get to the king of the day, the king of the game.
Oh!
It's Christian Braun. He made a late push.
If you come for this king, you best not miss, dude.
9 points, 1 block, 2
That is the least
steals.
impressive king of the game stat line of all time.
How did he win king of the game?
Well, I think he lobbied so hard for
I did
him.
lobby hard. Hey, he deserved it, man. I'm just like, if you had said what was different about this game that made them win it, it was Christian Braun.
And KCP.
He does what he did. And KCP as well. He was a very good
Jokic
honorable
too.
mention.
Also Jokic.
Let's talk about Nikola Jokic. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, 14 of 18 shooting. I think 1 or 2 of those misses were tapped off the backboard, grab it,
and then
score.
another one was a half-court heave.
You're right.
For halftime.
He actually made whatever he wanted tonight, but he also wanted the bare minimum. How do you evaluate it, Dev?
I feel like this was a in control offensively game where he was dominant and getting whatever it is he wanted. He had 2 young, athletic guys defending him, and he didn't match him with athleticism. He was just like, I'm smarter than you, I'm better than you, I'm going to finish in different ways. And they gave him some tough looks, but he just, finished it, got it done in different ways. 30 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, filled up the stat sheet in every single way. I wish badly they would have let him get that last assist just because I wanted that triple-double. I wanted it so bad.
Start stat padding.
He needs to start it. And they took him out of the game to prove that they're not stat padding, but I mean, he deserved it. He willed him to that victory, and he was Dev's king of the game.
Yeah, definitely controversial. Went with Nikola Jokic.
Was this an average game for Jokic?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was pretty average, but I think that it was aggressive. I think it was aggressive offensively.
You think?
Like, I don't think that he was just in cruise control.
He did lead the team in shots this time.
I think he tried to score.
You guys have to understand something. Wiseman is the single worst defensive center in the NBA.
Oh, have you seen Thomas Bryant?
He's worse than Thomas Bryant. He's worse than Thomas Bryant
Did he
defensively.
look worse than him tonight? Like, I really do think that Jokic had to score.
Jokic had a double spin tonight where he shot fake like this to get him out of the way.
I've seen him do that to Bam Adebayo.
I'm saying tonight, Jokic especially walked into his wide open layups.
Yeah, I think it's actually been a sneaky part of the last handful of games is Jokic, at least on offense, has been ramping up to playoff form. And it hasn't necessarily looked that way because it's like whack-a-mole of guys alongside him playing well and struggling. And we haven't seen the five-man group look awesome together. But low-key, we have seen more of those moments where Jokic goes, hey, remember last year when literally no one could stop me? Like, watch this.
I don't think I saw that tonight.
Oh, I feel like he had.
Dude, I'm telling you, I just watched Wiseman. Everybody does that to him. Jokic, to me, is moving fast and drawing fast and like banging. I just felt like he was like walking into.
But what I'm saying is that look in his eye of that guy can't guard me. I'm not looking at other people. I'm getting you too right now.
I'm happy to be wrong about this and to be in the minority on it.
Yeah.
I just don't know that I saw that. I don't think there was the eye of the Joker tonight, but you guys seem to. No, you do, and they do.
I do.
I didn't see full eye of the Joker, but I saw that there were moments when Jokic sensed that this team needed him, and he stepped up and he scored like 4 or 5 times down in a row in the first half. And there were times when Jokic was like, all right. And then he kind of did what was required of him, but he also had moments where he was taking it to them more so than he normally would when he's in like full facilitator mode. I mean, he obviously did whatever was required, made all the right play. Like, he's just...
Oh, he was awesome tonight. I'm just saying. Here's why I bring it up. The Nuggets are in this funk, and I think there is this sense of Jokic drag him out of it. Tonight, you know, yelling at the screen, Jokic, just take over, just get a win.
It's like, score every time.
And here's my thing. I think Jokic has another gear that he's tapped into very seldomly this year, and I'm just saying I don't think he went close to that tonight. Like, tonight, I think he dominated in third gear, but to me, there's a reluctance from Jokic, I think, to take over the way we expect from last year or this or that, and I still think it's coming. I just think for whatever... I keep looking at him going, I don't think he's happy with the process, and he's not going to save it by just coming in and saving them. And tonight, he didn't. He just dominated anyway.
But to me, though, what I'm talking about is like the eyes get wide. Like, oh, that's James Wiseman, and they're not sending help. I'm scoring. Or there were 2, and I think he only got the ball once, but there were 2 or 3 times tonight where he did that curl cut, where he just flashes and... Yeah. To me, that's like, oh, Jokic wants this one. When I see him cutting and moving off the ball,
he was moving with speed and purpose.
There's probably some middle ground here. I get what you're saying. I just feel like if you look at his last 3 or 4 games, I think low-key, while the team has been struggling, you have seen Jokic kind of playing around with that gear of that, okay, watch this, I got 2 for you now. More so than he was 2 weeks ago.
It's funny, like, to be a disciple of Nikola Jokic, watch him every night. It's like half of it is just like being in awe of what he does, and the other half is just having to be a pop psychologist where you're like, oh, is he wanting to do that? But Jamal Murray, you're like, he sucked tonight, and that's all. We're not like, was Jamal motivated? It's like when it comes to Jokic, it's like, it's because he feel as though.
But it's real because Jokic is just so dominant that you can tell. I mean, he was 14 of 18 tonight. Would he have been tonight if he took 30 shots?
14 of 30.
I'm just saying he could have been 26 to 30 today. He could have been all those things, and I feel like
10 shots as well, which is
no question.
We saw that recently, and I think him leading the team in shot attempts in a win is a nice sign.
Is a nice sign. Let's take another break. On the other side, Michael Porter did not get benched tonight.
He got mini benched.
He got mini benched. Maybe we'll talk about that on the other side.
Mini benched.
All right. It is read time, and the easiest way to do ad reads is with Shady Rays on. Because Shady Rays are my favorite sunglasses. They look good, they're durable, and even if I do break them or I lose them, I know that Shady Rays is just going to give me a new pair. How about this, Eric? Even if I just don't like them.
What?
Even if I was wrong about how they'd fit.
Impossible.
On my face.
Have you ever seen a pair of Shady Rays you didn't like?
No, but I did buy one that didn't fit me. And I said,
man.
hey, I don't think this works. And they said, guess what? It's within 30 days. You can exchange it for a new pair.
Hell
There's no risk when you shop with us here at Shady Rays. They always have our backs. Listeners of the DNVR Nuggets pod, Shady Rays is giving you their best deal of the new year. Go to shadyrays.com and use code DNVR or visit them in store at the Park Meadows Mall. Get 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people. The Mile High City Not Copper Lager, the Golden Ale.
Let's go.
It's the old taste you love. But with like
it's a new taste.
Well, I'm sorry, it's a new taste. But it's the same. It's like it's the same brewery that you love.
It's also a beer.
In Breckenridge Brewery. It's just got a new look. It's awesome. It's
the Copper Lager is the official beer of Purgatory.
That's right.
The Golden Ale is this is the beer of the new beginning, the new dawn, the new day.
Right. The new Nuggets 2.0. It's officially licensed. It's got that sweet retro logo on the can. Where do you find it? Well, of course, you can find it at the DNVR Bar in York and Colfax. But also, don't forget about the Breck Beer Locator. Tell it where you live. Tell it what you want. It'll tell you where to go next. I love that thing.
There you go. And we're back. By the way, we forgot to mention something.
What?
Tonight, Nikola Jokic definitively did not stat pad. Walked right up to a triple-double. Malone pulled him out.
This sucks, though.
And he didn't pull anybody else out. He pulled just him out. I'm telling you, that was a deliberate no.
I know. I hate you, Kendrick Perkins. You have ruined Nikola Jokic. I hate you. He should have stat padded. He within his rights to stay. He was the only guy that got pulled out of the game for the last minute and a half.
I'm telling you,
I know they're trying to be like.
Was it a message?
Yes,
They
but
went out of their way to do it, and I hate it. I truly do.
Yes. He ruined it. Like,
hey, sophomore doubles are the new triple doubles, man.
That's not good because that's not a stat for it. They're not keeping track of those.
I'm serious, man. At this point, the only stat I want is championships added. I just don't care about anything else. And I think it's funny, the whole like, almost the triple-double. Take me out. Pull it out.
Huh?
Are you with them? Are you mad that he didn't get a triple-double tonight?
No. Because I actually think this is you know what the shift is from Malone? This is the shift from I'm trying to get my guy this MVP to, wow, he really doesn't want this thing. Eric, get him out.
It's kind of true. Malone has
the narrative.
Malone kept bringing up the MVP all year, and I kept thinking like, stop. Yoke doesn't want this.
He doesn't like this.
He doesn't like this. And I feel like he finally caught on.
And now it's I'm not talking about that anymore. 9 assists. Get him out of the game.
Get him out of the game, man. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. Michael Porter Jr. tonight missed his shots. I thought he had a normal Michael Porter night other than usually he makes his shots. Tonight he missed his shots. 15 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 block shots for Michael Porter Jr. Michael Blocker Jr. was happening tonight. But as we've seen time and time again, 28 minutes by him and AG, 28-29, not in line with all the other guys. And there was a moment in this game where I thought he was benched.
Briefly looked like he was. I think it's really important that he wasn't, especially because this time around he actually played worse than the Nets game. But I'll tell you what, I have some thoughts on Porter's game tonight. I think him missing shots didn't come out of nowhere. I think he hunted a couple of bad shots to start the game. Usually his first look is a great one. Tonight he forced some bad ones. I thought he was almost trying to play catch up from there, and you could tell he got in his head a little bit about the shots. However, I measure Porter against past versions of himself and past narratives and questions and concerns. And there was a time in the first third of the season when if he got out to the start that he had tonight, that's it. He puts his head down. He is out of that game. Tonight, I thought he did a good job of, all right, he missed some threes, then he started going to the rim. He rebounded, okay, played some defense. Wasn't his best game, but I actually think it's a good example of like 3 months ago, that start takes him out of the game for 4 quarters. Tonight, he kind of picked the floor back up, and by the end of it, it's hardly a failing effort.
Do you know the meme, the like flirting versus put a shirt on?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Tonight, Porter 6 of 14. Bad. KCP and Jamal Murray 7 of 15.
Great.
They made one more shot.
That's really it. But there's a sneaky thing in there in that Porter was missing open threes. That's rare.
Yeah.
Just started going to the rim, man, and that's when he caught up with the points.
Yeah, the shots were not falling, but he got it done with the blocks. Like he still tried to impact the game in different ways. Also, the 1-3 that he made was the worst 3 of the night.
I know.
But Jokic made it a point to find him in this game. That's what I liked, was making sure that he was part of the offense. I think most times we don't speak about him being part of the offense because they don't run plays for him. And I don't think that they did in this one. But Jokic, he's going out of his way to make sure that he's finding a shooter, a way for the offense to open up. Also, a lot of talk has been about, Malone and his decision-making. There was a moment in this game that I thought MPJ was going to be benched. I think that he straddled the line, and it was like a perfect decision to sit him when they needed to make that run. They went on the run, and then they put Michael Porter Jr. back in the game,
Right.
and that's when he had his finishes around the rim. That's when he had those dunks, where it was both, because you needed guard play, in which he could not defend in that way, but you needed the offense as well. So I do think that it was one of those games that Michael Porter Jr. stuck with it and did not be discouraged. He even had a moment where Christian Braun just had his stint. He went to the bench, MPJ, good job. Good job. Great way to play. So I think that is a step in the right direction of just staying positive.
Yeah, Michael Porter, I don't know, man. It was a weird game for Porter. This is like a super weird game for Porter, especially because he's been so consistent. But there was a resiliency to his game tonight, like of just not getting discouraged, not hanging his head, not being bumped by the mini benching that we were all afraid was happening.
But he still had more than a point per shot, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
You're right
right.
that he was off. I'm not.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that his off games are still more than 1 point per shot.
It's a kind of the yoke thing, too, where you just expect so many of these things to go in, and when he misses a handful, you're like, wow, he's off tonight. And then by the end of the night, he's caught up with everyone. The funny one is coming into the night. I know a lot of people who would tell you, I feel better about Porter at contested threes than wide open ones. He's shooting 55% on wide open catch and shoot. So there's this element of you expect them all to go in.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, it's big time tonight that he gets off to that horrendous start and he just changes his approach.
Right.
And he played winning basketball in other ways tonight.
If you asked me 25 games into the season, 30 games into the season, Denver's best lineup that does, best defensive lineup or closing lineup if you need defense, I would have said you replace Michael Porter and you put in Christian Braun. Early in the year, I thought it would be Bruce Brown, but then it was clear he was too small to play that position. Christian Braun replacing him to me is a great option, and they went to it now 2 games in a row, and I like it. If it weren't for it being so late in the season,
right,
that now it almost feels more like benching Porter than trying out this other lineup. Does that make sense? Because part of me would go, I love that Malone might actually go to Christian Braun in the starting lineup instead of MPJ in key moments in the playoffs. I hope we work towards that. But right now it feels more like not trusting Porter. Or it feels as much, I should say, about not trusting Porter.
Well, because it's always Porter.
But that's fine. To me, it's okay. Porter is so good offensively. If you need a stop, especially if it's in a guard spot or something like that, I like that you have an alternative closing lineup or something you can mix in there.
Yeah, it's true. It bothers me so much that we still don't know what our rotations are. You can look at this stretch like it's been terrible. There are many silver linings. The Nuggets are afforded the space to sort of figure a lot of things out. It bugs me that they're still having to figure out this many things, and a lot of it comes at the expense of a Michael Porter Jr. or players that you want to be shifting into a higher gear. I have heard, I don't know if this is true, from very smart people, that it doesn't matter how you played in the final stretch as it compares to how you play in the playoffs. It certainly feels like it's important at this exact moment in time.
The thing is that there's so much more season to go that this isn't the end. I think there's a sense of you're limping into the playoffs. There's still, 12 games to go? Is it 12?
Yeah, something like that.
I think there's 12, which is a lot. Like if you go, just say you go 9-3 down the stretch here, Denver's actually has momentum going into the playoffs all of a sudden.
No, it's true. And that's the thing about a long form season. The stories change all the time. The narrative's up, they're down. The players, there's so many things that happen. There's so many interpersonal things that happen. There's so many the players are uncomfortable. They didn't travel well. Blah 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 blah. We don't know if they're motivated. But I just want more certainty than we have at this exact moment in time. I'm hoping that this, over the next, let's not say 12. Let's hope they figure it out before the last game of the season. But that we have some sense of normalcy, some return to normalcy, and just understanding what to expect from the Nuggets, and a consistent bench rotation before that time.
All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we got Super Chats real quick. Bruce Brown, Defensive Player of the Game chain.
What?
He actually had some stocks tonight, so it's slightly better from him tonight than it's been lately.
He did get burned by Corey Joseph.
I saw that as well.
I
saw that as well.
But hey, congrats to him.
I don't try to catch.
Hey, wear that chain with pride, even though if you didn't deserve it.
This was a much easier read to give a few months ago. Man, you got to catch the Denver Nuggets in Ball Arena.
Let's
baby.
go!
Whatever you do, stop what you're doing. Hey, all jokes aside, if getting to Ball Arena to see the Denver Nuggets, the Colorado Avalanche, your favorite musical artist, is on your agenda, check out Game Time, because sometimes those decisions are made last minute. Then you're looking for some great last minute pricing on some great seats, and that's where Game Time comes in, because they're going to hook you up with all the folks who just realized they can't make it to the event and they're looking to sell, and they're selling at good price points. With Game Time, you can find yourself in seats that previously seemed unimaginable. Join the millions that have downloaded the Game Time app, and make sure you check out the link in the show description. That's available on YouTube for the show watchers. It's in your pod description for the show listeners. Just make sure that you are game attenders in Ball Arena and get it done with Game Time. Let's talk about DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. It's a great time to bet, depending on your perspective on betting on things you know nothing about.
Dude, I got 322 burning a hole in my account. I got to parlay that thing.
I had a great day with March Madness. I haven't watched a single college basketball game until today.
How long has the season been going on for the Nuggets at this point? 4 months? 5 months? I made $3 over 5 months.
You know what? You didn't lose any money over 5 months. That's how I heard it.
Whether you're riding with just the underdogs or you're betting on all the unders, get those bets in this weekend with DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. And here's the best way to do it. You come to the DNVR Bar on York and Colfax, where the games are only interrupted by your favorite Denver sports teams. Otherwise, every game is on the TV, and you can bet from here. It's a great time.
Plus, we'll be here. It's so fun. Also fun, guys. We are 10 days away, roughly, from the next party bus. Kel, do you have that graphic ready? We are March 25th. We're doing a party bus. It is for the Nuggets taking on Giannis and the Bucks. Very well could be the game that decides the MVP.
No, it's going to be that Philly game.
Well, that's right after it. But this one, this party bus specifically, it's only $20, guys. You get your own Nuggets ticket, or maybe you already have them. It's just $20, and you get to ride on the bus with us to and from the game. Don't pay for parking. Don't pay for an Uber.
But more so, come to the bar ahead of time. It's a tailgate. We're going to hang out ahead of time, drink booze, say swears.
Yep.
We're going to say some swears.
Hell yeah.
I be swearing.
Oh, dude. Dev swears, man.
Yep.
You got to see it in person. I'll be putting people in headlocks, just Brendan. But you can
Noogies, little noogies.
It's going to be fun, man.
All right, let's get to some Super Chats, Kel. Let's see what the people had to yell at us today. Or cheer with us.
I bet here come the swears.
Grayson Adams, $5 to say, if Christian Braun is ever out of the rotation again, Malone needs to be put into federal prison.
To federal prison.
Federal prison.
Federal prison.
It's a great Dana White bit.
Freddie chiming back in, $10. We are back, baby. Winners Lounge. How I missed
I love it. We are back. You know what? Fuck it. We're back.
We're back, baby.
Let's go.
Dude, we so ball.
I don't know why I'm down. We're back.
We
are
move
back.
and we ball. Dream Weaver, another banger of a night at the bar, gentleman.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for the constant immaculate vibes and hospitality. All Nuggets are good. Hashtag MVP times 3. Both of those hashtags are aging poorly, but I love the spirit.
Don't even matter.
I
Does
love this.
not care.
I love it. Guy with a hot take, $10. Right now, we're experiencing the inverse of the streak before Game 82. It might be crappy now, but I believe our core four is strong, and I believe the bench will come around. We have Mr. June for a reason.
Is Mr. June Reggie Jackson? Isn't he
think
called
it is,
Mr.
yeah.
June?
No, is that right?
Yeah.
He better not have came in with the take about Reggie
He actually
Jackson.
does. He does have the best nickname in sports, though. Big government.
Big government,
Bailout. Corey. Is CB in the rotation the silver lining of the slump? That depends on if he's in the
I was
rotation.
going to say, you saying that? Because it's probably not true.
It is one, though. I think that one and Porter looking very reliable at when times get tough. Those are my two biggest silver linings right now. So there's something to that. What else do we got? A lot of super chats. Earl, good to be back in the Winners Lounge. I agree, Earl.
Man, people are feeling it, man. They're feeling it. I feel like we didn't have the proper energy. People are feeling the Winners Lounge.
We have given to them our energy.
That's so true.
This is the
They're
end
giving
of the
it back.
show.
They're giving
They
us
give
the
it back.
energy
This is the
back.
end of the show. They've
It's an
been
ecosystem,
absorbing our energy.
I'm starting to feel it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Let's go.
I can't believe Dev's still here.
Jesus.
Segment 3?
Wow.
Who else do we got?
What's happening here?
Peter Plummer, Christian Brown cannot leave the rotation again. I'm sensing a theme. Cannot leave the rotation again this season. Otherwise, we deserve our fate. I wonder what Harrison's going to write about tonight. Goat boy. After watching the last 5 games and looking at the schedule for the rest of the season, I can only see a win against the Rockets. It's not going to be fun watching our Nuggets for a long time. Am I wrong?
Yes, you're
You're
wrong.
wrong.
Get
You're
out of here,
so
Goat
wrong.
Boy. Beat it.
That's old stuff.
Goat
That's
boy,
old
you are
stuff.
wrong.
You're
That's
so
old
wrong,
stuff.
Goat Boy.
I mean, in all sincerity,
We're gonna lose to the Rockets.
The only good team the Nuggets lost to in their losing streak was the Nets. And it
true.
was at home. They
I know.
lost a bunch of bad. Let's see what the Nuggets look like against good teams.
There is a lot to that, I think.
They actually are better, way better.
All right. Georgie Petkovic. Oof. You're undermining this W, guys. Do you understand what this means? Getting out of that huge hole, turnaround game. Hush it, D-line.
Man,
I agree.
what
dude.
a great
I
super
agree.
chat.
All I read was the last 5 words.
Man, hush it, D-line.
I can't. Did I get hushed?
You got hushed, man. You
yeah.
just got hushed.
I was watching
I
last
can't believe
show
you're talking.
when you guys were trying to compliment Porter, and Eric was like, "Yeah, but I want to die." So,
I don't even remember. It sounds right though.
abso-bleeping-lutely, bracket may be busted, but at least those elusive CB minutes were finally found.
Where they at? Where they at? Where they
They
at? Where they
belonged
at?
to
They got him out of
Michael Porter
customs.
Jr. We
Out of
found
customs.
Out of customs, thank God. Turns out they were in Detroit.
Oh boy, Marko Tomjanovic. 2 Rakia's down. They are going to keep coming until the playoffs start. Still no effort from the starting 5 on defense before the 4th. That is true. They were going to get him under until I screamed out loud, "Did they just get him under?" And they hit a 3. So that's on me.
Thanks.
That's on me. Yep. Trevor Welling. Do any of you guys have any idea why Malone is playing Jamal 40 minutes and Mike 28? It is clear that Mike is healthier. Mike is healthier than Jamal.
Because Jamal is the point guard, and they need a point guard on the floor. They don't have any other point
I'm,
guards.
with, I'm with Trevor on this one.
He's not. He's not.
Well, I don't-
It's not right, but that's the reason.
Well, regardless, Jamal shouldn't be playing 40 minutes. There's no
Stagger
no.
or not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. That's the wrong thing.
yeah, that's too many minutes.
That should just be the question. Why
That's
is
probably
Jamal
too
playing
many
40 minutes?
I don't
Trevor
know.
just chiming in. I got you, Trevor. I got you. Mike healthier than Jamal.
Giannis got absolutely posterized tonight by Miles Turner.
Really? Dude, he can't win MVP now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
me
Jerry
see.
J, $5 super chat. We need Vlatko in the Jeff Green minutes. I agree. Only times the bench has felt steady this season is with Vlatko involved. Plus, he can shoot.
I mean, we're getting. I want to see how much more experimentation there is in Malone because I'm with you, but at some point you have to just lock in, right? What is the last moment you can lock in and just say we're done tinkering? This is it. We're going. This is our best bet.
Oh, we're pushing
First game
it.
of the playoffs.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually,
I honestly think.
actually like when you're down 3-1.
Big Namek. After asking, "Are we there yet?" for months, I think we finally arrived in #Browntown.
Oh, we're finally
Just
in
for everyone
Browntown.
wants to arrive.
You silly fools!
Now we
Everyone
just gotta
thinks that this is
It's so true.
We have arrived in Browntown so many times.
so
as soon as you
true.
make a declarative statement like, "Oh well, now he's in the rotation," we've made that about Vlatko. We have made that about it just doesn't matter. Just don't just.
Wynn's writing this article on his phone, smoking a cigarette.
I know
Right
it's
now,
like
just-
the time has come for Christian's
You never truly arrive at Browntown.
Yeah.
Merely past
The real Brown Town is the friends you make along the way. Jason Cap, Brown looked like Bacchus and Shanker on athletic greens and Built Bar after
Whoa,
wearing
get outta here,
shady
Built
rays
Bar.
to a better help therapy session at Illegal Pete's. #AdPad.
There you go, baby.
Ad padding.
Got him in there for 2 shows.
Ad padding.
This one and another one.
Those are helpful for us because sometimes we do the wrong reads and you want to cover all your bases. Jeremy, J-Rock, Mikhail.
padding.
Oh, it feels good to be in the winner's lounge. King Jokic wasn't going to let the people down. Down. Is that a Brown
Don?
joke? He said little things to the bigger things. F-perk. All right.
I don't even know what that means.
Oh, Don, like nuggets. Don.
Nuggets.
Nuggets.
Sir Sketch. Haven't seen him in a while. What
Sir
up?
Sketch, reminder for everyone. We got to let go of hell. That's what I'm
God.
talking about.
Bro, I
Nug Life is
just
dead.
bought like a new house.
Nug Life is
in
dead.
hell.
Don't let the downtimes drag you into the pit we're all so accustomed to. Trust in the core.
Oh, man.
Trust in Yoke. Let go of hell.
I love it, man. Our people are so wise.
They're so mainly because they're guided by mysticism.
That's right.
So true.
Where does wisdom come from? Tarot cards. Brett.
Let go of hell.
man.
I'll tell you what. We let go of hell at least for one night. Actually, 2 nights. That's the nice thing is this
Oh
lingers
my
for
god,
us.
dude!
Yeah,
I know.
linger.
Linger.
Hell was a little too
Lingering.
close to me for. So I'm out. I'm out of hell.
We all are. That does it for today's show, guys. Nuggets get a win. We are off tomorrow. Yes, a second time. Why? Because we're back Saturday and Sunday. We got double duty on the weekend, so we're off tomorrow, but we'll be back Saturday. If you guys don't have plans for tomorrow, come down to the DNVR bar, come hang out. We're all going to be here watching college basketball going crazy. It
was wild today, obviously, with those 2 of the most ridiculous results of all time.
It was so fun, man. It's so fun.
I
And
was
then
up-
Saturday, guess what? We're going to be right back here watching college basketball right into a Nuggets game. So
I was up in my office on the 3rd floor trying to work like a responsible human being, and I just heard, ah! Ah! Then I had to come down.
55555-ish says that we missed his super chat, but it's the usual. So
only 3
What-
games to go in the Midwest, man.
No, hold on. We got to find it. We got to read it.
There it
There it
is.
is.
Oh, he gave us 10:55 too.
Yeah, it's bad juju to not read.
Back on track, baby. Another terrible, atrocious, god-awful win down. Only 3 more terrible, atrocious, god-awful wins.
This is so
Till
apt right
50
now.
terrible, atrocious, god-awful wins in the
god-awful.
terrible, atrocious, god-awful West. That wasn't just the
What
normal.
if
That
we
was a
hadn't read
great
that?
one,
Yeah,
man.
what if we had read that?
What if we hadn't read that,
Like the-
Kale? We would have been cursed.
Alexander, no good, terrible, no good, very bad day.
Like, no, you really would be, with kids, you'd do so well. All right, everybody, hit the like button. We'll see you later.